Hi guys, Robbo46 here, welcome yourselves back to MotoGP 20 on the Xbox One X. There has been a new update for the game, which on PS4 and Xbox One is 1.0.9, and on PC it is 1.0.0.12. And this is a good one because, as we're going to have a look, we have had updated Moto3 and Moto2 liveries, so we'll just have a quick look at them. We want to go to official riders. So they've actually got the rider's picture on the right hand side of the screen now, and their picture where you select them, which is pretty cool. So just run through them all, and then we will have a look at the some of their helmets and that which were missing in the previous builds of the game. It's literally just been updated. Same with Moto2 as well. So once we've had a quick flick through, right, let's have a look at the showroom for some of the riders. And they should now have everything updated, livery, helmet, and everything. So yeah. It's going to be interesting to eventually go back to Moto3 and Moto2 at some point. Just because it's nice when they've actually finally updated everything and the actual liveries and that are finally in. There are a few other things. That they've done to the update as well to the game. So obviously Moto2 and Moto3 classes have been updated. John McPhee, he looked fine anyway, but they have done a few tweaks and a few updates. So I won't go through all of them, otherwise we will be here for literally ages. But it's nice that they are finally updated for the game. So let's just pick someone else. Darren Binder, have you been updated? Well, you should have been. Yeah. Okay. So that is just a quick look at Moto3. So let's go to Moto2 now. And again, we've got all the riders' photos there ready to go. And again, just like Moto3, all the helmets and everything, the liveries and that have been updated. So now everything looks as it should be for the 2020 season. So just have a quick look at some of these as well. Yeah, it was a little bit annoying when you're in Moto3 and Moto2 and a lot of the riders just had completely blank helmets because they hadn't obviously done them, but now they've finally been updated, which is good. And one of the biggest additions we will look at in a minute. Let's just have a look at a few more. It's mainly just to see their helmets, and some of the liveries have been updated. Yeah, so other things that have been added to the game now. Performance improvement on PC. Photo mode has been fixed on Xbox One. I don't actually know what the issue with photo mode on Xbox One was. It seemed to work for me. Helmet view fix on Xbox One, HDR setting, no more opaque visor, which obviously a lot of people were complaining about. They've added MT helmets KRE model. Sound improvements, dynamic reflections added. Online, they've fixed on disconnected players removed from race earlier. Kimi Ring fixed automatic brake distances, and AI various fixes for falls in qualifying and warm-up, because there was a hell of a lot. Right, this is the last rider we will have a quick look at. And then we will look at the big edition. Well, I just want to check something actually before we look at that. So MotoGP, have they got all the... No, MotoGP, they've just got... They haven't got the actual riders' pictures. That's a bit strange. Okay. Well, I'm assuming they'll add that at a later date, I'm guessing. Right. Red Bull Rookies Cup has finally been added to the game. So, yeah, you can now take part in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. I don't know if it's added to the career mode. I'm sure someone will be able to let me know. But, yeah, Red Bull Rookies Cup is now in the game. I know in the previous games in career mode, you started in Red Bull Rookies Cup. So, I would hope that they've added it to career mode. But obviously, with most people now, we're obviously... you know, in the MotoGP category now, and that means that we're not going to get a chance to do Red Bull Rookies Cup. However, you know, we can restart a career if we want to, but we'll just have to, yeah, that's what we'll have to do. But what I will do, I'm just going to go into time trial and just test out the Red Bull Rookies Cup bikes. Where shall we go? Let's go to... Let's go to Silverstone as Scott Ogden. But yeah, I will do a little championship of the Red Bull Rookies Cup myself. Obviously, I'm not going to reset my career mode because we are too far into it. And we're obviously already in MotoGP and that. But yeah, I will do a separate... Red Bull Rookies Cup Championship. I'm assuming these are just gonna... Well, they should just pretty much feel like the Moto3 bikes. So we'll just turn everything off because we don't need it in the lower class. Let's see if I can remember how to ride one of these bikes. This is going to be interesting. So used to MotoGP bikes now, but obviously... see how we get on with this. So, Red Bull Rookies Cup added to the game. Like I said, I will do a little series on it, like I usually do. Oh, okay. That's not a good start. I'm not used to the bikes turning so quickly or so tight. Oh. Did I miss a gear or did fifth gear just seem really short then? These do feel weird to me, but I am just used to them. Fifth gear is broken. Fifth gear is pretty much the same length as fourth gear. That doesn't make sense. Right, so listen to the bike as we come out. We'll switch to fourth and fifth and just listen to the engine. So that's fourth. Fifth just goes straight to the rev limiter. That's a little bit bizarre. I'll finish this lap and then we will go into the garage and fix that because that is a little bit strange. So you can pretty much, you know, it might just be this track, I don't know. But you could pretty much just completely miss out fourth gear and go for fifth because they seem exactly the same. Like I said, it might just be this track, or it might just be a one-off thing, I don't know. But all I do know is that that is bloody bizarre. The gears don't feel that good. But yeah, bikes feels alright. Feels like the Moto3s, which is absolutely fine. I mean, it should pretty much feel like a Moto3 because it is. That is so weird having fourth and fifth gear exactly the same. But yeah, it is nice that the Moto3, the Red Bull Rookies Cup has finally been added to the game. We're still waiting on Moto E to be added to the game, obviously. It would be nice if they like added the British Talent Cup and the Asia Talent Cup and stuff like that. Let's just go into the pit. And yeah, we will change the gear ratios because 5th gear, that ain't right. That is not right. So into the pit we go. Right, okay. Track engineer, let's have a... Oh, no, that's not what I want. Let's look at the gears. Why is 5th... I mean, they're meant to be okay. But what we're going to have to do is make 5th gear a little bit longer. See if that makes a difference. Because if it still happens, then 5th gear is going to be bugged. Autopilot's going to go into it. No, it's still doing it. I think 5th gear might be bugged. Yeah, now 5th gear's not working. 5th gear appears to be bugged, which that could pose quite a problem if I do a little championship in this, because if my 5th gear doesn't work, but everyone else's does, that's going to be a big problem. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish this lap, and then we will go to a different circuit quickly and just see if it is just this track or if it is genuinely a bug that needs fixing. We'll try a different rider as well. I know that the rider shouldn't really affect it. In fact, I could use my custom rider and see if that's any different. But yeah, feels wise. Handling and that, yeah, absolutely fine. I know some people have had issues with the Moto3 handling in this game. I have not. I actually think it's probably one of the best Moto3 handlings we've had for quite some time. I don't usually get on with the Moto3s, but this season, or this year, I've got on with them a lot better. I mean, obviously I'm still going to be rusty because I'm just used to using MotoGP bikes now. That 5th gear is annoying. So yeah, we'll get to the end of this lap, which we're nearly done with. And then try a different rider at a different track. And if 5th gear is still the same, I think I'll have to let Milestone know that 5th gear seems to be bugs. And we made it longer as well, and it hasn't really affected it at all. So we've just got 2 corners to go with this lap. And then yeah, we will back out of this and go to a different one. At least we've done a clean lap, so that's fine. I will just catch a screenshot for the thumbnail. Right then, so let's pick, I'll use my custom rider. We'll go to a different circuit. Let's just go to Jerez. Let's just start time trial and see if 5th gear is bugged again. So different rider, different track. So I just find that very bizarre that 4th and 5th gear are basically exactly the same. You're not getting any extra out of using both of them. Right. Let's quickly turn everything off in the ECU. So, how is this going to be around here? Right, let's hit the rev limiter. Oh no, I think it's still doing the same, you know. Right, we'll get to 4th gear and hit the rev limiter and then change. Yeah, nah. 5th gear is bugged. 5th gear, unfortunately, is bugged. What if... just try a few things with the gearing. So let's make it like really stupidly long. Let's make 4th gear really short. Let's see if that affects it. Or if it's still going to be exactly the same. Complete opposites. I think that may have worked slightly. Trouble is, the straights here aren't that long. So that's rev limiter. You get a little extra, not much at all doing that, making 4th gear really short and 5th gear really long. So that, still not ideal. Yeah, you're not gaining much at all. So yeah, I do think that 5th gear is indeed bugged. So that's annoying. Well, that is pretty much going to wrap it up for this video, guys. So yeah, a few additions to the game now, with Moto3 and Moto2 being updated with the liveries and the helmets, and Red Bull Rookies Cup added to the game as well. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to stay safe and wash your hands. See you.